Well, hello everybody. This is CogCast episode number 10. We made it here, episode number 10, and it's a very special episode because I get to talk with my dear friend Drew, the zoo guy. Drew, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Cog. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
It's great to be on. It's a world famous CogCast.
It is.
It's a pleasure to be here today.
The pleasure is all on this side of the table. We've been talking about this for a little bit to try to get you on. This is probably going to be the most immature podcast I've ever had, but it's the most one I've looked forward to. It's the one I've looked forward to the most. So, me and Drew, we've been very, very good friends. I don't even know how long. Since I would say 7th grade, probably. Is that a good?
Yeah, I would say we met in the middle of 7th grade. I would say so.
And you already had your crew, and I was just an outsider. And then we did the swap. And it's actually a pretty interesting story how me and Drew actually started hanging out. I mean, we knew each other from school, and we always wanted to hang out, outside of school. So it was a rainy day in Tallahassee, and you had a baseball game, and I had nothing to do. So Mary took me to Blockbuster Video. And who do I see walking around in all his baseball garb? This guy with the Chief. And your dad is like, how tall is your dad?
Oh, man. He's, I'd say 6'6".
He's huge. Like, when you're a little kid.
He's a big guy.
He's like one of those.
He's not, skinny either. I mean, he's not a fat guy by any means.
He's a looming figure when you're, a kid.
He's got, a weird walk, and he's got big shoulders, and... Yeah, he's got a red face, so he's pretty intimidating.
He had rosacea.
He still has rosacea. I don't think you get rid of rosacea.
Hey, he's still got that blonde hair, so.
Oh, man.
What are you gonna do? But, I mean, it was crazy. We kind of just, bumped into each other, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And then Drew's like, hey, you want to spend the night? And I was like, my mom was there, and we're like, yeah, sure. So, and you live pretty close, which was good, too. You live, 5-10 minutes away, if that,
Yeah, we were both in that kind of general area of T-Town.
And then I spent the night at Drew's. We immediately started watching home videos of Drew at Disney World when he was 10 years old or something and he kept saying, do you want to watch another one? Do you want to watch another one?
And somehow we're still friends.
And I didn't care, I mean, they were kind of funny because you were doing weird stuff in the videos and stuff like that. And then I remember Drew's, we stayed up so late that night. Drew's.
Oh, yeah.
And then your dad pulled the fake, he was sprawled out on a lazy boy, and he kept dropping his magazine on his legs, and he was fake wake up, and I don't know, I think he was putting one on us, but. And
I don't know, he kind of goes in and out like that, and he'll kind of drop his head and kind of violently bring it back up and just go in and out. He's big on cat naps. That's his thing, yeah.
And then we uncovered the Screw Shack, your little dark cave with all those toys.
That's what you get when you're an only child.
You had this small cave full of old toys, new toys, all kinds. What was in that cave of toys?
Oh, anything you could think of. I mean, you have board games, figurines, Legos, stuffed animals. I mean, I don't know, 15 years of childhood toys, pretty much.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then upstairs you had a whole-to-scale replica of the monorail at Disney.
Yeah,
and you bragged about it. You still have it. It's at the Chief's new house.
It is, yeah.
And I told you this. And I felt bad about it afterwards, but I prank phone called your house that night.
What?
I did. I told you about it. I don't know if you forgot, but it was legitimately past 1 o'clock, and your parents are still up, and this, and there was a phone upstairs. So I don't know why. It was such a jerk thing to do, but I don't know. Anyway, I picked up. I dialed the phone number, and then it rang once. And your dad goes, oh my God. And then your mom was like, who would be calling us this late? It rang another time, and he picked it up. He's like, hello.
That was one of the best pranks you could do at your house. You would dial the phone, or you just hang up the phone, and there'd be nobody to pick it up.
And then he slammed the phone down. He's like, damn it. But, oh man! But
do you remember when we called? We had a directory. For some reason, this middle school gave out a directory of all the parents' phone numbers and stuff.
Okay.
And we called some chicks one time.
Did we?
And I don't even.
Oh my!
I don't remember if we left voicemails or what, but I remember one of the dads called us back, and my mom heard it on the other line. This guy was like, "Don't ever fucking call my house again." This and that.
Who was that?
I don't remember. I remember we called a few people and got unlucky with that guy. But yeah, he wanted to hurt us.
Dang, that's crazy. I mean, we messed with people on AIM, but like no one ever really got like
time.
No one ever really got.
Sorry if any of your casters were,
I don't think
infiltrated by Slippy Toad, or what were some of the other?
We had Slippy Toad.
There was like 4 Slippy Toads.
Hunt and Stang was one of them.
Hunt and Stang. That was
Way Cool Wally was one.
Way Cool. Oh, what was a perverted panty bandit?
Yeah, and for people at home who didn't have AIM, it was AOL Instant Messenger. This was before a lot of stuff. But you would go on and you would instant message people, and you could go to chat rooms. You could have a sub profile. That's when people started doing like diaries and stuff, or like, this happened today, and blah blah blah. Remember it was like Jessica Jewell or something, and then we wrote on her, like, you can sign that you read it, and then we said it was Garrett Johnson. I read it.
Oh yeah. Well, the other thing you could do in AIM is you could copy and paste your conversation with somebody, and then you could copy it into another message, send it to somebody, and change everything they wrote and make them sound however you want.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So as you can tell, me and Drew, I don't know if we're mischief makers, I guess you could say.
I wouldn't say we're pranksters.
No.
I would say we're mischief makers.
We like to have fun. So, like, the first time, like, me and him, like, it really all clicked. We went to this place called Wakulla Springs. And it's, I don't know, how far away is it? Like an hour away from Tallahassee, maybe? Not even that?
Yeah, hour tops.
Yeah. And it's just a spring, it's like a place where you go swim, you can jump off the high dive, and it was, as a kid, it's terrifying, jumping off that high dive, like...
Oh, yeah.
I was shaking in my boots, and I don't know, realistically, it probably wasn't that big, but anyway, we were there, and we were just cutting loose, and we're like, I don't know, you like to catch fish, so we brought, like, buckets and, like, little nets, and we're trying to catch all these little fish. I don't know who threw the mud, but someone threw mud at somebody, and it, like, splattered, and we're like, oh, that looks like shit. And then we both literally just stopped, looked at each other, looked down, and we filled up this bucket full of muck, like, full of, like slime and black dirt and sand and water, and we walked down to the bathroom, and we went in the last stall, and we just dumped the whole bucket right in the toilet. I mean, I never laughed so hard in my entire... It was such a terrible thing to do, but I had never...
We threw it on the walls, too, which was... I don't know. I think the walls was grosser, but we obviously screwed up that toilet.
It went everywhere, though. Like, as soon as we, like... Because it was, like, heavy. Like, all the sand was at the bottom, so it was just kind of like... Boom! Just
was that, like, slimy, soft sand that you sink into?
It looked like an elephant just, like, took a crap, like, all over that toilet. And then, like, we ran out and we're giggling. It's like, ooh. Then we went to go get ice cream, and then we come back and we see this, like, huge line outside of the bathroom. We're like, uh-oh. So we kind of just hang out. And then we see this guy who's like a Ghostbuster. He's got, like, his pack, his little vacuum, and he's, like, walking in there. And then we're like, all right, well, we gotta see what. Like, there was any other thought he was going in there other than what we did. But, like, I remember I went in to, like, pretend to, like, pee in the urinal, and I hear him just, like, flushing away. And then he's, like, walking out, and he just, like, wipes all this sweat off his brow, and he's just like, but that was the first prank. I mean, and then this all kind of clicked off from there. But, yeah, I mean, those were the days.
That was a pretty big start to mischief.
It was bad. We could have destroyed that toilet with all the sand all the other stuff, like when we flushed it a million times too. Like we did it and we flush.
The plumbing was probably screwed. He was probably that might have been like a sigh of relief because he realized it wasn't poop and it was somebody else's job. Yeah. So maybe he was okay with it.
I don't know.
But either way, we ruined somebody's day that day.
How old? We were what? 12, 13? If that?
Probably something like that. Yeah, however old you are when you're in 7th grade.
It was a long time ago, so I mean, sorry. It probably wasn't the right thing to do, but what are we going to do? Anyway, brings us to our next segment. Hopefully, a reoccurring segment on the CogCast. I have a little sound for it. We're going to do a little toilet talk. How gross that sounds.
Most things about toilets are gross.
Like it's just, and this is a clear toilet. Like nothing's getting flushed at all, but it still sounds like disgusting. All right, so today's first topic on Toilet Talk, we're going to bring up what you told me last time. What's your biggest pet peeve when you're in the men's room?
Man, I got quite a few public bathroom pet peeves.
Let's hear 'em.
Well, I gotta say my new one, and maybe this is like a Northwest thing because I feel like I'm either getting older and realizing this more, or this happens a lot out here. But you line up, you go in the urinals, you're lined up, you're doing your business, and then the guy next to you or wherever in the line just starts blowing big ones, just and you're just standing you're already peeing next to somebody, which is already weird, especially if there's no barrier. We'll get to no barrier next.
Oh,
but
that's bad. It's
yeah,
worse.
I mean, I don't know. I know it's a toilet. I know there's probably not a better place to fart than outside. But I don't know. I think that boundary is a little more definitive than just being able to just blow big ones, right next to somebody.
So you're saying there needs to be like an arm's length away at least before you can fart in the bathroom?
I don't know. At least here's my thing. Maybe at least just try not to make it so obvious, because these guys are pushing. They're So I'm always surprised when people do that, to poop anyway in public bathrooms. Sometimes it's fun to just go,
they got to get it out. So as long
there's
as
actual guys, you go in a public toilet and this guy, he's just having the worst. He's like, but yeah, I don't know.
So as long as he slides it out, it's fine. But if it's a push, it's no dice.
Yeah, I mean, you can, bite your knuckles or something. Yeah. You don't need to make all these noises in the bathroom. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of disgusting. It's already kind of nasty.
I think it's gross, but I think it is a public bathroom, so I think I'm not gonna say anything goes. I think as long as it's a fart, I don't like it. I would prefer not, but what are you gonna do? It's a bathroom.
So you're peeing, and some guy just rips a big one. Doesn't even think about it. You're not thinking anything about it?
I mean, what am I supposed to say? How dare you? We're already in the bathroom.
I mean, I would never say anything. I'm just to myself, I'm I can't wait to get the fuck out of here, because this guy is pretty much farting on me. So,
so I'll go. We'll go 1 and 1. So one of my pet peeves is dirty butts. You ever go in a public bathroom, and then you look at the toilet seat, and there's just hair and slime.
It's disgusting.
How do you not look at that before you get up and leave? It's so gross. Were you shaving? Why is there so much hair all over this toilet? It's so disgusting.
The hair is always a mystery. It's people it's one thing you're spending some time on the toilet. It's how do you get hair on the urinal? You're just taking off down your pants and it just comes out?
I don't know. That's weird too. I had to go pee in a gas station today because I just wasn't gonna make it. It really looked like someone got a haircut in the urinal. I'm what the hell? I know your hair is gonna fall out, but that's one hell of a shake. If you're getting all that kind of hair in there, but it I don't understand. When I guess when I get up, I survey the scene before I leave. So if there's any survivors or anything like that, I'll flush the toilet. If the seat's a mess, I'll wipe it off a little bit. People just don't care.
No.
Like, they'll sit and, like, they probably won't even look. So it's probably been ass hair upon ass hair upon ass hair.
Ugh.
And now I'm fourth in line.
Too.
Oh. And then it just sprays all over the place sometimes. And, like, people don't care.
No, they don't.
And I guess that's what most of them boil down to is just, like, people don't care, but...
Oh yeah, I mean, like public spaces. That's pretty obvious. Wherever you are, whether it's a toilet or not, like it's like, oh, I'm just going to use this to my advantage.
Hey, I don't have to clean it up.
Yeah,
I'm going to do whatever I got to do. All right, so what's another one on your list?
Ooh, toilet talk. Let's go back to barriers.
Okay.
Urinal barriers. Why aren't there urinal barriers everywhere? I feel like we're advanced enough as a society to have a barrier at every urinal. It's literally a piece of wood.
Here's my thing. Like, I understand the trough. Like, it's...
I remember those as a kid.
It's quantity over quality, obviously. But do we really need troughs? Like, do we have to pee that bad where, like, 10 guys are going to slam up to it and, like, pee? Like, no. Like, you can wait. Like, we don't need the trough.
No.
But, like, there's still, like, in Orlando, downtown, there's troughs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I haven't seen a trough since, like, back in the day, Doe Campbell Stadium.
Troughs are so close quarters, like, and, like, I'm not saying that from, like, other people, but, like, they're really close to you, and it's easily for, like, a
well,
splash
it's up to you to fit as many people as you want.
There needs, like, if they get to, like, where there's, like, a trough guy, like, at an amusement park, like, pulling people in, all right, we need 10 guys, come on in, then you're shoulder to shoulder, like, I wouldn't be able to piss.
No, not at all. And it's not only that there's Johnsons all around.
Yeah.
It's also, like, cleanliness. I mean, like, you're peeing and it's spraying everywhere. Because, obviously, when you go piss at a bathroom, there's a ring of just wetness. And then I think about my shoes touching all that pee that's been there.
Oh, yeah.
So I try to stand really far back. And then when you stand far back, you're creating more of a spray. So you're just adding to the problem. But that being said, barriers, I'm more worried about pee flying everywhere. Because you look at your shoes when somebody's peeing, you can see it. It's like sparklers going off, and you're just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Well, and then again, like, we'll offset a little bit, but, like, people wear their shoes in the bathroom, and then people wear their shoes, like, in their house and, like, in their bedrooms. That drives me nuts more than anything. Like,
I'm a no-shoes household.
No shoes.
Take them off when you get in.
Take them, namaste, Japanese style, because you don't realize what you walk around in all day.
Oh, everything.
You walk around in everything. Like, someone could have puked on the sidewalk the night before. Yep. You don't know. You're walking around in dog crap, and you go into bathrooms where people just, treat it like an amusement park. You come out, and then you walk around in your bedroom, like, where you...
then you get in your bed.
And it's the same ground you're going to walk on after you shower.
Ugh.
Man, my roommate Jonathan, he drives me nuts because he leaves shoes in the bathroom sometimes. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, and that's just opening up the plumes too, because anything you leave open in the bathroom and you flush the toilet, bacteria city. It's like a volcano.
Do you close the lid when you flush? You leave it open?
You gotta close the lid.
You gotta close. I know. I don't understand people who don't.
Through the sides, but
there's not much you can do about that. But like people who leave it wide open just for it to fly everywhere, like come on.
And why do you want to look at it anyway in the first place? It's a toilet in the first place. It's not. There's nothing you could do to make a toilet attractive except put one of those like seat covers on it.
Yeah.
But like what but I guess that's easier for people. I'm just gonna leave this poop hole open so I can go whatever I want, and I can watch it when I'm done. I suppose.
I don't know.
I'm disgusted.
I don't know how people because like I hate like. Public bathrooms, they don't have a lid, so like you have to flush it and then get that little face blast. Everyone who took a crap in there today is gonna be blasted right in your face.
Oh yeah, and they don't know what kind of pooper you are,
no.
So they just assume that you just dropped the biggest poop of your life, and the thing goes. It's like a jet engine when it goes down. There's just sprays everywhere.
Yeah, just like Shamu, like front row, just blasting everywhere.
Oh God!
But
sick.
No, like that drives me nuts too. And it's always cheap toilet paper in like every public place.
One ply.
One ply. That's it.
One ply.
One ply isn't good. Like this is 2017. Like you would think
Why even make one ply? You're just going to use all of that toilet paper anyway.
And if you got a mess going on down there, you think one ply is going to get the job done?
You're going to have a lot of that toilet paper left over.
You might as well use your hand if you use a one ply.
Oh, man. I'll take the one ply.
Oh, my God, man. I'll tell you, but I've seen some bad bathrooms, like, in my experience with the military. Like, the worst bathroom ever was this place called Kyrgyzstan. And you go there when you're going to get deployed, like, overseas. It's like this Air Force base. So we're all thinking, Air Force, you hear Air Force base, you think, oh, this place is going to be dope because they get all the money and this, that, and the other. And it kind of was, but, like, you go to the bathroom, you can smell it, like, 20 feet away. Like, it stinks. Like, bad. Like, real bad. So we go in there, and you walk in.
It's probably real hot.
You know what? It wasn't hot at the time.
A lot worse.
It wasn't hot at the time, but you go in there, and the trough is full. It's clogged. And full of mountains.
Is a trough for poop?
No.
I was like, wow.
That's next level.
I didn't even know that existed.
But it was like a regular trough that's just full, to the gills. And then there's just these mini toilets, and then they have like a little curtain, but the curtain cuts off like right above your knees. So like there's no point. It's just like a puppet show. It's like, hey, check me out, hanging out right here. It was so, like, you were begging for a porta potty. Like, it was so
Could you go outside?
No, it wasn't like a wilderness where you could just like dig a hole and like crap. But
outside's not that bad.
I don't know. I haven't done that recently. Have you?
Yeah, I've done it recently.
So what's like the go-to move?
I don't dig a hole. Just go. Animals do it.
Do you cover it or do you just leave it?
Poop everywhere.
Do you cover it? Or do you
but anywhere
leave it?
I'm going to poop, no one's going to find it. I would think.
I heard it stinks more when it's not like in the water and it's just like.
I don't know. I doubt
it. Did you sit like on a rock or do you just like squat?
You just squat. Let me tell you this though. I guess I'm telling everybody. Well, kind of like when you go number 2, you kind of inevitably go number 1.
Yeah,
it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
So I got my trousers down, but only in the back. So just off of natural behavior, one starts happening. So I had to do a quick move.
How'd the move? So did you pee all over yourself or what?
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
Oh man, that stinks. Oh, you can play off pee though.
In the woods, pull it all down. You're already pooping in the woods. You might as well.
You can play off pee though. Like you can just say it's water. Like if you crap your pants, you can't play that off. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
You didn't sit and put it.
It's gonna smell. I mean, pee feel dry. It's not gonna
pee dry. I was washing my hands, or you just say something to where. But speaking of a poop trough, I actually do have a true poop trough story. There's this place called Camp Blanding. It's in Jacksonville, and it's like the biggest Florida training for military BS, whatever. So we're going out to like this like shooting range or whatever. When you qualify, you have to shoot like once a year. And I got a Facebook message. That's weird. Anyway, so they're like, you guys might want to go to the bathroom before you go out there. We're like, why? And they're like, well, you'll see. And I was like, oh boy, like, cause like this was like recent. This was like within 2 years ago. So
where were they telling you that you should go to the bathroom instead of?
They were saying
like telling you this in Tallahassee.
No,
like you better hold it the whole time you're there.
No. Like they say, like in our barracks, so like you might want to go now.
Oh, okay.
And those weren't like a treat either, but. So we go out there, and it's like this, like it was, those like horror movies where there's like a cabin. It's kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, and it's like creepy and stuff.
Yeah.
This was the bathroom, and like again, you can smell it before you're walking in, and like Drew, when I tell you this, man, when I tell you like this is so disgusting, like you walk in, okay, it just stinks. It automatically, it's just bad. It's just you can smell it. It's like like a patio deck that's like kind of like in a rectangle, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So it's like a big like little deck, okay, with holes about a few feet from each other, and then there's a big pool of whatever at the bottom. So you're just sitting on a hole, crapping into, the most disgusting vial, and it was so disgusting. There was no toilet.
Where does it go? It sits there?
It sits in there. There's no toilet paper. There's no water.
Forever.
There's no soap.
Ugh.
It was disgusting. Like, it was bad. Like, I don't know why that's
Why even build that?
I don't know.
Just tell people to figure it out.
Like, I would rather go in the woods. Like it was so disgusting. Anyway, besides disgusting bathrooms, what's another pet peeve you have?
Oh, man.
About men's rooms displeasures.
I don't know. I'm pretty big on the noises. I think that's been the thing that's bothered me the most. I don't know. You know what? This is... Maybe it's best when we get off the poop talk a little bit, but sticking with the bathroom, the people writing stuff on the walls.
Yeah. I
don't get that.
I haven't noticed that as much anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely more of like a high school thing, but if you go to like a shitty dive bar or something like that, you're going to see all kinds of stuff on there.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised how bold people are to say like the most terrible things on a bathroom.
Well, because, they know people are going to, your attention span is down to 10 seconds, and you got them where you need them, so you might as well write what you want to say.
Yeah.
What was
Anything
that?
can happen in the bathroom.
Is that Spidey?
that's Mimi. She's begging for food.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen too much writing recently. Like, I haven't really noticed it as much. But it's there. It exists. It's always...
I see it sometimes. Like, there's this one place I go to called the Angry Beaver. It's a hockey bar. And there's like a picture of a chick on the wall in the bathroom. And it's like an old cartoon, like a 50s cartoon. And it's a nice cartoon or whatever. And somebody just wrote, "I want to bang you on it." It's just so unnecessary.
He wants to bang a cartoon.
Yeah,
hey.
Then the next guy comes by, he's like, "Yeah."
We all got dreams, I guess.
And it ends up being like a Facebook comment page. Like,
It
bang
is.
you.
You know what? Those were like the YouTube comment pages before the YouTube comment pages, because it's just comment after comment after comment.
A total ass
it is, and they just comment on each other's, and then the guy comes back next week and writes his thing. But people were meant to do that, I guess, because it's almost more entertaining than the toilet videos. Like the toilet video I got right now, it's got 19 comments on it, and it's just a guy flushing the toilet. It's I don't know, not that much argumenting, but is argumenting a word?
I don't know.
I'm gonna Google it. But I have an issue for bathrooms. Another one. You ever go into the bathroom and you see a guy having a conversation with somebody while he's taking a crap?
Like on the phone?
Yeah.
Or just he brought somebody in there?
No, he's on the phone and he's ripping it.
Oh, no.
Hey, how's it going, Larry? And he's having a real deal conversation. I just thought, how low are you on the friend totem pole when you're relegated to the public men's room crap conversation? It's you have no respect for that guy. Oh,
no, not at all.
Got to take a crap. Better call Jerry.
I can't say that I've heard that though.
I have.
What's next? Obviously, it's already at a pretty disgusting point in public bathrooms. Just let whatever happen.
Argumentation is a word.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I don't know. I thought I was pulling a Trump and just making something up, but I guess not. Okay.
Well, if it wasn't a word, you could fire the dictionary.
I could fire the dictionary. You know what, Webster? You're fired. You think he did that? You think Trump was you're fired? Like his old show?
I don't know. He probably would do it in a probably more horrible way, I would assume. But
probably.
I'm sure, he's probably done that at least 10 times.
He's probably fired a million people.
Oh, yeah, no, but I'm talking about, going, hey, or I never saw the show, but just whatever his, tagline was, hey, you're fired.
I don't know, he pretty much belittles them and then tells them they're fired, so it's
Have you seen the new one with Arnold?
I heard it was terrible.
No, I haven't. No, I don't know one person who's seen it, so I guess it was.
I don't know why Arnold would do that.
He doesn't like Trump either.
You think Arnold would want to do like a gym show or something? You know, because people love those Biggest Loser and like Fat No More shows. Like Arnold could have done like People. Like I don't know. This is the show I'm pitching to Arnold. Okay, so you get like wannabe personal trainers, and they each get like assigned like a random person, and then whoever loses the most weight as a team wins like 50
That's
grand.
a good idea.
That's a good show,
that.
right?
I think that would be a lot better than Apprentice 5.
It would be, because then it would be like different parts of America. Maybe.
And you get to see him like, pump it, let's do this.
Yeah, and like Arnold,
up.
like people in like the bottom too would have to do like a final workout, and Arnold's there like chewing them out and like cheering them on, like come on.
You can do it. I know you can.
Arnold, you hate Total Recall.
Apparently there's what's that?
You hate Total Recall.
Oh, Total Recall was not my favorite movie.
Was that one of the barn movies that you had out there?
Is it what?
When you lived out in the barn with like the horses and stuff, was that one of the movies out there?
Yeah, there was like this weird like drawer, and it was just like random VHSs. There was a couple old Tom Hanks movies, Total Recall, Predator 2, just random stuff, and it ran out pretty quick.
Yeah. I cut you off. What were you about to say?
I don't remember at this point.
I blew it with the Arnold comment.
I think it was about Arnold. Oh, apparently there's a movie where he's pregnant. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. Oh, I have. It's called Junior.
I gotta see Junior.
Junior. I don't know. It's like it's like him and Danny DeVito. Did you ever see the movie Twins with him and Danny DeVito?
No, I haven't.
It's like this doctor who like splits like this embryo, and like all the good genetics go to Arnold, so he's like this super in shape like genius guy, and then Danny DeVito's like this little small like wise ass like loser. Yeah, pretty much scumbag. I don't know, it's not that great of a movie, but it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna veer the conversation closer to Serious Town, but before we do, I want to get one more. We're gonna close out Toilet Talk.
Play it again.
That's got to be like the longest flush.
Flush.
It's like the longest flush. I don't know. The video is toilet flush sound effect in high quality. Guess how many views it's had?
Probably too many.
Just take a guess. It's not astronomical, so.
I don't know, 2,000?
124,341 views.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Why aren't there's like this new thing where people like take videos of themselves unpacking packages, and that's like it's all the rage.
Wait, what?
Have you heard of that?
No, what is that?
Yeah, like people have been filming themselves unwrapping like Amazon gifts, and people watch them.
Really?
And maybe it's like the suspense of what you're gonna get.
I don't. Do they? But they know what they're getting, right? When they open it.
I think so. I just heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Huh. I've never heard about that.
So you can put anything on the internet. Somebody's gonna watch it.
You can put anything on it. Like it doesn't matter. I'm looking at like a weird. I don't know. I had to like stop looking at that toilet page because it showed this picture of like a clogged toilet. And I was like looking at it like the whole time. I'm like, that's disgusting. Like I gotta.
Oh, speaking of mischief, remember when people used to change their backgrounds on their wallpapers with like poop and stuff?
I did that today to somebody at work who's.
Oh yeah.
This girl, her name is Ramona, and she's my friend Juanita's sister. I mean, Ramona's still my friend too. But we always mess with each other. She got a haircut, and I say it's a Bruce Lee haircut because it's kind of like short or whatever. So she what she loves to do is take a hand sanitizer bottle and just like squirt it all over me.
Why?
I don't know. She's like, you need to get cleansed. And they're just like blah blah blah.
I can burn.
I can't. Could have got me in my eye. So anyway, I went, and she's like huge, like she's like a born again, huge religious like person. So I went on her computer and I changed the background to. You ever see the Anaconda video from Nicki Minaj? Anyway,
I
that
haven't.
probably paints a picture for you. You know, it's just a bunch of.
Oh, it's about an anaconda.
Yeah, it's about a bunch of big booty hoes who are just on the background.
Ooh.
But that's what you get. Speaking of anacondas, Drew, believe it or not, you have a degree dealing with animals, don't you?
I do.
Why don't you tell us about it?
have a career and degree centered around conservation and wildlife management.
So what made you want to do that? Because I always knew as a kid, like, you did love animals.
Yeah, you said I was catching fish.
You did. You're catching those guppies. So where was there ever like a moment where like the switch was flipped or the light was turned on where you're like, you know what, this is what I need to do?
Yeah, I would say probably at an early, probably two things. Like I saw this thing on, it was called, do you remember Jack Hanna?
Of course.
He was like Steve Irwin before Steve Irwin. He was a little more zoo oriented. But he had a show called Zoo Life, and the first episode of Zoo Life, they went around to all these zoos, and they talked about like what they're doing to like enhance conservation and animal welfare. And I was just really like, I already liked animals, but it was just on a general sense. And I was like, wow, these people are, protecting genes for thousands and thousands of years just in case, we screw it up, that might be happening. But, stuff like that, enrichment, which is keeping animals happy psychologically and physically through their natural behaviors, realistic exhibits. So there was a lot that I took in from that one episode, and specifically about the zoo that I work at now. So that's pretty cool, coming around story as far as something I dreamed of as a kid, something I was inspired of, and then I got to be a part of it. And then the other kind of side of that, not the animal side, but when I saw Jurassic Park. That was the zookeeper side of me. That was like the science side. That was like, wow, that would just be really sweet. So yeah, I would say like that episode of Zoo Life mixed with Jurassic Park, and then my dad and mom took me to parks and zoos and aquariums all the time. So it's pretty indoctrinated. But yeah, I would say it's been deep in me for a while.
Was there ever a moment like when you're doing it and it was like, oh my god, like this is it, like I'm doing my dream? Like was there ever like that kind of moment, or is that still on the horizon?
I have that moment a lot actually. There's Jimmy Buffett does this thing where he's on stage and you could tell he's just so zooted out and pumped up, and he goes, I love my job. And there's times where I'm just like, I say that to him, I love my job, just like Jimmy. But yeah, no, especially now where I'm at, I feel like I'm being developed in a way that I can do a lot of cool stuff in the future. Right. Not that I haven't been part of a lot of cool programs recently, but I definitely. It's nice to work towards something and achieve it, and not even be 10% through it.
Right.
So yeah, it's really fulfilling, really exciting, and it's just beginning.
Cool, man. I'm glad you're. I'm really proud of you because I know that was something you wanted to do, and it's really cool to see like you progress. From where you started to where you are now. So
yeah, you've seen me from catching guppies.
I've seen it. I was there.
Tigers, so.
I've been, front to back. So I usually, use you to lean on whenever there's like, something going on with like animals or something like that. You're kind of my go-to guy. So a question I have for you is, zoos, they're not really a hot button, of conversation, but they are a little controversial to some people. So when someone says, we shouldn't have zoos because animals should be free and they shouldn't be caged and stuff like that, what would you say to somebody like that?
Being free, that is a very relative term. I would say just because those animals have physical parameters, as a middle-class white guy in America, they have more freedom than I do. They have a very well-balanced day, way more activities than I ever would. They eat a lot better than I do. Like I mentioned and touched on enrichment, that is something, modern zoos take very seriously. So
right.
We're replicating natural behaviors, whether they're hunting behaviors, scent behaviors, anything, breeding, playing, anything. We have science backgrounds. So that's something that we're aware of, and that's something that we work on with our animals. Yeah, I mean, it's honestly a hard question, not because it's hard to defend, but it's kind of hard to stomach because you work with such professional people
right.
who have scientific degrees, who put their lives and, free time on the line. It's a very draining line of work, and in a good way. It's emotionally, physically, and mentally draining. So it's kind of hard to hear those questions, but at the same time, being on the other side of the fence and knowing what happens in zoos is very comforting.
Yeah.
I would say that there is a laundry list of reasons why zoos are around. And like I said, they're in general, animal welfare. I mean, if you got a problem with how those animals live, then you should have a problem with how a lot of Americans live, as far as, like, they have amazing health care. Like, they have better health care than I do. They eat better than I do. They have more, activities than I do. So it's honestly kind of hard to hear because not only from the animal welfare side, but we're usually the first line of conservation in a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. As far as genetics, like that's the easiest one off the bat. There would be, I can't count the amount of species that wouldn't be around if it wasn't for zoos. I mean, our national mammal is the bison. The right. Chicago Zoological Society single-handedly saved the bison.
Wow.
Whooping cranes, Mexican gray fox, black-footed ferrets, California condors. All these animals would be extinct without zoos. And I would say, I don't know internationally, but I would say that list is probably in the thousands. I mean, from everything from large mammals to bugs. So and the genetics is incredibly interesting. We have something called SSPs, which are species survival plans. And that means that we network with other zoos to make sure that we have pure bloodlines with the animals that are breeding for, and then they will eventually, sometimes they'll be released into the wild to repopulate areas that have been diminished. And sometimes we're just like Malayan tigers. There's only 250 in the whole world. So, it's a lot of this is in our hands. So that argument, I understand it on a very basic level.
Yeah.
But I would say to those people, and I guess the part that I understand the most is what zoos used to be. If you haven't been to a zoo in 30 years, of course you're going to think that way. I would never have gotten into this field if it wasn't for the amazing work that zoos do. I have an environmental degree. Right. So when I was looking at what I could do to make an impact, I looked at zoos. They educate, they work hands-on, they work with the animals that they have. And like, for instance, the zoo I work at, we have like over 90 programs in other countries and probably close to 10 to 12 in the Northwest. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we're making a huge impact in ways that I don't think people understand. And, maybe that's up to zoos to be a little bit more transparent with showing what we do. But, that information is available. There's that new show called The Zoo, which looks inside the Bronx Zoo, which that has been the best documentary for zoos, I think, ever.
Right.
It really shows what goes on behind the scenes. So it's an unfortunate conversation, but I'm patient with it because zoos work together with everybody. We work together with nonprofit field organizations. We work together with schools, and we have a common goal. So we need everybody. So if you're one of those people, I would definitely recommend looking into a zoo, talking to scientists, because these people are the people that support zoos, the people who know what's going on.
And I think the problem, with our BuzzFeed, YouTube generation is you see one bad zoo and you think, like when Harambe happened, people are like, why did they shoot him? Blah, 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 blah. And there's always, a picture, circuses are a little different. But, whenever people see animals mistreated, it kind of tugs at your heartstrings. And you're like, why can't they just be free? But to add to your point, I just see from the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, they have an SSP, which is a species survival plan, and currently 181 different species are on that right now. So if it wasn't for zoos, 181 of those species would probably be dead. So, I mean, I side with you because you're the insider, And, I like zoos. I like seeing animals. I can understand people when they see, well, they live in a cage. Yeah, but, they could live in Africa and get poached or eaten by a lion or this or that or the other thing. So, I
I definitely think that, and that's a great point. And I can see that, but I think that there is a big difference between a cage and an exhibit. I know that there are physical parameters that something cannot cross, but that's a big difference. When you have a naturalistic environment that you're able to do whatever is programmed in your body to do.
Right.
I think that really makes the word cage that doesn't fit the title of what's going on.
Well, because there are, in the good zoos, they don't have like an actual cage unless it's like a small thing, but that's what we associate it with, bars or whatever it may be. But, people are going to have their opinions, but I think you have a lot of good, strong points, that people probably don't think about. I didn't think about some of that stuff when I think about zoos. So my next question for you, if you could zoo keep a particular animal, what would it be and why?
Well, I have a favorite animal that I've already taken care of. My favorite animals are sloths. I really love sloths. They're very near and dear to my heart. They have a lot more personality, I guess, than you might assume if you've never met a sloth, which is probably most people. They're very sweet. They're very interesting. They're funny. And most subspecies of sloths are threatened or endangered. So that's another important animal to have in zoos. For the ambassador side of things, educating people on what they can do for sloth habitats.
Why do sloths go endangered, though? Like, it's good from deforesting and stuff like that?
A lot, like most rainforest animals, deforestation, unfortunately. And then sloths in South America are somewhat popular in the pet trade. So they have kind of a double-edged sword against them. And I just like their temperament. I prefer small mammals. That's kind of my thing. And I think it's an important species to highlight. I think any species, obviously, that's in decline is important to highlight. So I would choose, like, if I could focus on an animal, it would be sloth. But as far as, like, any animal I've never worked with that I would like to, probably a cassowary. Which is, I don't know, it's a family called ratites, and ratites are emus, ostriches, cassowaries.
So what's like if you could paint us a picture, a cassowary, like what does it look like?
So imagine like an emu, painting an emu in your head, make it a very, very dark plumage, a crest on its head, a very hard hump almost, and then velociraptor feet.
Wow. How do you spell that? Cassowary.
I think it's Cassowary.
Cassowary. I'm googling
and,
it now. It's kind of like
really
it's kind of like almost like a peacock without the feathers. That's blue. That's like an emu.
Yeah, it's in the same family, the ratites. So I like them for a couple. I mean, obviously, like I said with my story, I love zoos. I love the impact that they make, but I also love the adventure side, the Jurassic Park side of things. Right. So I think that animal kind of sums up all that. So it's in a, they're not. I don't know their conservation status.
It's a cool looking animal, though.
Oh, they're fascinating, and a reason you won't see them in a lot of zoos is because they're incredibly dangerous. There are some animals that are you don't go in with them. So like tigers, gorillas, lions. That is one of the few birds that falls in that category of it's called protected contact. That means that any work you're doing with this animal as far as training and stuff is through mesh. So you're never going to go in with that animal unless it's anesthetized for a procedure or something like that.
And for anyone at home, if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, I saw it last night. It was all right. The blue guy, if you can imagine him as a bird, it's kind of what he looks like. He's got a little crown on his head.
He kind of does. Yeah, I know. He's blue. He's not a bad guy, but
apparently he's not. I don't want to spoiler alert. But but the blue guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, if he was a bird. That's what he kind of looks like. So, what's like a pain in the ass animal to keep? Like at zoo? Like you would think it wouldn't be, but
Parrots.
And why is
Parrots
that?
drive me insane.
What do they do?
They're an intelligent animal, but they like to screw with you a lot, especially like macaws, and they can be kind of dangerous. I mean, those beaks could lop off. I mean, it's like, a bolt lopper. If you get caught, your finger caught in that.
Ooh, what if you got something else caught in it?
It's definitely gone.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't know. Honestly, it's all animals are so different, two types of birds are completely different. Even two gorillas in the same species are, completely different animals. So it's really on an individual basis for me. So I've met quite a few animals that fit that bill. But yeah, I would say probably my least favorite to this point would probably be macaws.
Macaws. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I learned something today about zoos. And I think the listeners learned something today about zoos. And they also learned about toilets.
They did learn about toilets.
There's no other podcast on the planet where you can learn about toilets and zoos at the same time. So,
and I appreciate you bringing up both sides of the spectrum.
I mean,
I think toilet etiquette is very important.
They're hand in hand.
Wildlife conservation is probably a tad more.
Maybe it's debatable, but you never know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite animal. If I could think of
one, I
don't think so. I like dogs. I don't know.
Like wolves, then maybe.
Wolf, maybe.
Dogs can be your favorite animal. Dogs are really cool.
I don't really have one. I don't know. I'll think about it, and then I'll tweet or something about it that I have a favorite animal. But anyway, this was great, Drew. We got to do this again. Drew, the zoo guy. I mean, do you want people to reach out to you? Do you have an Instagram, but you never post anything on there?
Yeah, I only enter photo contests on my Instagram.
Oh,
Facebook. Facebook is the best way to get to me. Or you can email me. My email is drew.barowicz, BAROWICZ, @zoo.org.
Whoa!
So,
that's pretty official.
Email.
How do you get it? How do you get a zoo email?
How do I get a zoo? It just depends on the zoo you work at. When I was in Louisville, it was Louisville, and it was the government, so it was Louisville.gov, so they didn't have a zoo in it. It just depends on the zoo you work at. But definitely feel free to reach me. I was a little bumbly on those explanations on things.
No, you were not bumbly, man.
Really?
You did a good job. No, I think you did a good job. I think you
it's a difficult conveation because I'm so passionate about it.
No, but you can tell,
I see so many people put their heart on the line, and I see so much good come out of it. If you put that much work into something, it'd be painful for people to go, oh, I don't agree with that, stupid, or, oh, you pick up poop, or, oh, you train animals to do, we don't. It's very scientific. It's very altruistic, and it's an amazing line of work. And so if anybody would like to talk about what it's like to be a zookeeper, how to be a zookeeper, or just animal welfare questions, science-based questions on conservation and what role we play in that, it's really complicated. I could talk about that for hours and hours. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and we can have some honest zoo talk, which is something I like to do. So.
No, well, we got to do this again. I think half.
I like being on the CogCast.
Half whatever we want, half zoo talk, because to me, I don't think it gets talked about a lot with all the politics and stuff, but I think it's a pretty important thing, environment, animals.
It is.
This type of thing. So,
tied to it.
We got to get it going as much as we can. You can reach me on Twitter @Garrett W. Savage, at Instagram @Garrett W. Savage. If you want to email, no one's emailed the CogCast. I'm not shocked by it.
Hey, I have a CogCast question.
Oh, what's the CogCast question?
Can people email you and ask for certain subjects to be talked about?
They could. If they had a specific question, be like, hey, can you talk about whatever, cheeseburgers? Okay, sure.
Cool.
And we'll talk about it. I don't care. It's what we want to do. There's really no style or form to this. So it's just about having fun, having good, honest, fun conversations with friends and, people who know what they're talking about. So that's it. So you know how to reach Drew. You know how to reach me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is episode number 10. We made it.
I got one last shout out, Mr. Cog.
Shout it out.
Hey, folks on CogCast, Endangered Species Day is next Friday. I think that's the 19th.
Next Friday
is that the 19th?
I'm going to look it up right now. My calendar doesn't want to open up. What the F?
It's the 19th.
This Friday is the 12th, so next Friday.
Okay, yeah, so next Friday, the 19th.
Is it? So
Endangered Species Day.
What do you do on Endangered Species Day? Is there's something you're supposed to do, or?
It's it's a day like a lot of taco days. so
okay.
You can eat tacos if you want.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean on a day like that, I encourage people to look into their local zoo or wildlife sanctuary, learn more if they want to learn that side of it. But just do anything they can to be sustainable in their own practices, whether it's eating more sustainable seafood,
right.
Better recycling, planting pollinator-friendly gardens. Do what you can because we're all connected. It's all of our duty.
Well, here's what I say. I say we do a podcast and release it on that day with a link to where people can donate to endangered species.
Absolutely, that sounds amazing.
Let's do it.
I love it.
Let's do it. All right, so that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Drew, did you have a good time?
I had a great time. It was an honor to be on CogCast.
I love talking with you.
If the people want, I'll be back.
I think the people want more Drew the Zoo Guy.
Hey, I'm here.
All right,
my name runs the zoo. I'm ready to go.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Peace.